Did we U-Haul? Guess you're gonna have to watch the video to find out. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Shanna.
And we're 27 Travels.
And if you've never seen a video of ours before, we are a lesbian travel couple based in Brooklyn, New York.
Represent.
Represent. One question we get asked a lot is, did we U-Haul? And if you don't know what U-Hauling is, I'm going to explain it a little bit. So U-Hauling is just like something that is a stereotype of lesbian couples, which means that they move in together like really quickly after they like start talking. Like some people move in after only a few days of knowing each other, some people only after a few weeks or whatever. So we get that question a lot just because it's like a lesbian stereotype.
Yeah, aka U-Haul, like the U-Haul trucks, is in the second you meet, you're putting your stuff in a U-Haul and you're moving in together. It's a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah.
It really happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. A lot of people we know in the community have U-Hauled. A lot of our friends in the community have U-Hauled. So, did we U-Haul?
Guess you're gonna have to watch the video to find out. So let's talk about moving in together. This is a question that every couple has, like, especially in the beginning of your relationship, when things are going really well, the conversation comes up, like, when do we wanna move in together? I mean, I think for Shanna and I, from the beginning, more or less, like within 6 months of our relationship, we would always like talk about hypothetically moving in together. Like we'd romanticize it, like, oh, like one day when we move in together.
I remember like a bunch of times we would just like go to IKEA and like walk around and just be like, oh yeah, like when we move in together one day, like we're gonna have that bed. And actually the bed that we have now is literally the bed that we like saw. So at that point, Gabby was living with her dad in his apartment in Brooklyn, and I was living in Astoria, which is in Queens.
So Brooklyn and Queens, we call it like a New York City long distance relationship because
I feel like I need to put a map on the screen and show like where I lived and where Gabby lived while we were dating. Like at that point, the Q train went to my stop, and my stop was the last stop on the Q train, and Gabby was like one of the last stops at the other end of the Q train. So we literally lived on opposite ends of the Q train.
Yeah, true story. Like sometimes to get to each other's houses, I would ride the train all the way to Astoria from South Brooklyn.
And it would take like an hour and a half, like to go the entire length of the train. I feel like once we started dating, we pretty much spent like almost every single day together. Either like I would sleep over at her dad's apartment or she would sleep over my apartment in Astoria. Like we would go to work and then like do whatever and then like meet up after and go to someone's house. So like even though at that point we weren't living together, we basically were. Like we always had like huge backpacks full of clothes and like all the things we needed for like a few days.
I would literally be like, okay, I'm gonna be at her house like Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then Thursday I'll come back on the train to my place and do stuff at home. And then I'd be like, okay, so like 3 pairs of socks, 2 t-shirts, I'm going here in the middle of that, we're going on a date, I'm gonna pack this. And like, I'd be like on the train with like a huge backpack with like my laptop in it, with like stuff to work from home. Like, and Shanna would do the same exact thing if she was coming to like my dad's place.
Exactly.
So that is kind of like living together, except we weren't moved in together.
Yeah. So did we U-Haul? I'm gonna say no to that. Like, I think we waited a year and a half to move in together, which I think is like normal for any relationship. Like
for lesbians, that's a long time.
But for like normal relationship standards, I think that that's pretty, you know, typical.
We didn't have the pressure of like either of us having to rush to move in together because like we both had really good living situations at the time. So really we moved in together when we were like, okay, like it's just time.
So I think for us, like things that made us like really want to move in together, or obviously we wanted to make sure that we were together long enough that like we knew it was serious. Moving in together is a really big deal. You are sharing like furniture, you're sharing other things, like you're buying things together. Also, Gabby has a cat.
Wait, he's being so cute right now. You have to move because you're blocking his face.
Here, I'll get out of the frame.
Look at Rascal, okay? Like,
also, because we were spending so much time going to each other's houses, like it was really hard after doing it for so long, because like if like something randomly came up at work that I needed something from my apartment and I couldn't get it because I wasn't going back there, like it was just like really complicated. We were kind of getting tired of carrying huge backpacks around the city every single day, because like if we wanted to go out for drinks, we'd always have like a huge backpack to carry. I mean, nowadays I feel like we still have a huge backpack because we always have our camera equipment, but that's a totally different story. Also having the right amount of money, because especially in New York City, apartments are really expensive and usually have to put a security deposit, first month's rent, like pay a broker's fee. So we knew we needed money to be able to do that. So we were just kind of waiting for the right time. So moving in together, even though a lot of lesbians U-Haul and it's a joke and whatever, it actually is a really big deal. Like you're sharing like an entire space with someone. And even though Gabby and I had spent literally every single day together for the last like year and a half basically, moving in together was a lot different than just going to each other's houses all the time. I think like one thing for us that like I didn't think about beforehand was like having different like decor ideas. I don't know how to, yeah, like
having
different
tastes.
Yeah, so like I'm used to, in my room in Astoria, I decorate it how I want to. We decorate the kitchen how we want to. Like Gabby decorates the room how she wants to. And then when you're moving in together, you have to make those decisions together. We were like disagreeing on like what we thought, how we thought some furniture should go, what like the look of the room should be. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even think about like this being an issue. Because you don't have to deal with it before you move in together, so.
No, that was something that totally happened to us. We definitely had different tastes when it came to decorating, and we're both pretty like hard-headed people when it comes to this stuff. Like now, like 5 years into our relationship, I feel like we've learned more or less like when to let something go.
Yes.
When to, and also we've come to like a point where like our rooms kind of have a theme and we kind of know what we like and what we're going for. We agree on things before doing it. But when we first moved in, there was a lot of like, this should go here, no, this should go here, no, this should look like this, no, blah, blah, blah.
And also, moving in together is a lot of money, especially when you don't have a lot of furniture. Like, Gabby didn't move any furniture from her dad's apartment because when she goes back there, she still has a bedroom. So I had some furniture, but living in Astoria, I only had like a bedroom, and then a lot of the other things were shared with my other roommates, so I didn't have like plates, I didn't have like any kitchen furniture or living room furniture. Like, I only had stuff for like my bedroom basically. So we had to spend a lot of money getting like, you know, appliances, furniture, like all like decorating things, all these kind of things. So for us, that was also a financial struggle.
So that was definitely stressful, even though looking back now, I'm kind of grateful because I'm like, okay, like even though at the time we were financially very, very stressed out about that stuff, it's like all of the furniture for the most part that we have, we got together. So it's like our furniture together instead of like things that maybe she owned and I don't like and I own that she doesn't like. It feels like our apartment is like our stuff, which I really like that. So I'm like grateful that in the end it did work out that way.
Actually, speaking of this, if you want an apartment tour, let us know in the comments because we can definitely show you our apartment. I feel like now, after COVID, after having like a whole year here to like kind of like upgrade some stuff, I think it's like in a really good spot. So if you want to see our little Brooklyn apartment, let us know in the comments and we could film like a little apartment tour or something. So yeah, that is the story of how we moved in together and what it was like. If you liked the video, let us know down in the comments. And if you have any other ideas of videos that you want us to film, also leave this down there. I feel like we kind of touched upon a lot of our older relationship, you know, things, stuff in previous videos. So if there's anything that we missed that you are interested in, just let us know down below and we'll try and film it for you.
So if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and like this video.
So thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you soon with another one.
Bye!